older I've gotten, the more I've realised how little I know. So I don't expect myself to grasp everything. And I hone in to my very, very small perspective on my world and the world in general. People's own personal experience, trauma, memories, you know, that's always going to be a bit of a enigma, I guess. I think it's something that's so directly personal that no one can fully gauge what you're going through and what you've been through. Art in general, it captures something that's so immediately universal. Like, it's the beauty of like poetry and all different forms of art captures something that's almost like an unspoken like nuance of like emotion, or like a feeling that we all experience but we don't really say. Like, I don't know, like those moments that you have that seem just so scenic, and people point out like the colours of the sky, and it's like those moments that no one really talks about. I know, of course you're going to understand. I just hope that people can take my work with a chance, you know? I don't know. I remember from school, and I had this really sort of lovely group of friends, and we took a trip into London. And on our way back, we were quite young, so like being in the middle of London at like 11 o'clock at night is quite like a dramatic thing, I think, at that age. And it was pitch black, and it started to rain, and everyone sort of started to huddle under this platform, and the train wasn't coming for another like half an hour. And in that like spur of the moment, we decided to like sprint down this platform, and it was this huge platform, and it was pouring rain, and it was, I can't think of like a time since then that has been so like exhilarating and so like beautiful.
Wow.
It's like one of those really cliched like almost movie moments that you can't really get back. When I look back on my old art, I kind of believe that I was a different person. I think everyone a few years ago was almost a different person. Yes, I like identify with it, and I can recognize and like associate myself with it, but it's almost looking at another person's work, and I almost feel sympathetic. I think absence of like emotion or true meaning or connection to the artist is kind of like, yeah, it's quite lacking in a lot of work, I think. When creating something like that, it's almost like you're putting a stamp on a page saying like, this is what I felt in that moment, or this is how I'm feeling, and you're like a diary. You look back and think, oh, I went through that really sad period of my life, or I went through that really happy or beautiful moment, and you can almost like catalogue it.
When you research into like the background of these like fantastic pieces of art, don't get me wrong, like it's more of the connection to what the artist was experiencing at the time, because ultimately we're all human, right? I feel like I've really connected with you through like touching and like looking through your books and stuff, and I think that's just what's so sick about art.
I'm so glad.
Oh,
yeah.
I love you, Liz.